Hey guys, Michael Firth here, Diamond Associate within Max International here in Australia, with a quick video tutorial which is all around understanding the Max compensation plan. Now we're going to make an assumption that if you're watching this video, no doubt you've watched Why Trade Time for Money, which is a brilliant short 5-minute snapshot about what Max is all about, and it's in multiple languages and is certainly a brilliant first exposure. Then we're also going to assume that someone sat down with you face to face perhaps or via Skype and walked you through the Max Overview Trifold brochure, which is a great way of giving a quick indication about how Max operates and what the opportunity is. Perhaps you've also attended one of our Discover Max meetings and you may have seen a more in-depth look about Max International. And we're even going to assume that you've maybe watched Chris Gingras' Crown Diamond amazing detailed compensation plan overview where he goes into the intricate details of every single part of the compensation plan. Now, this particular recording is designed just to, in a very simple flow, take you through Business Builders, Foundation 500, Bronze, Silver and Gold, so you can understand how all the different aspects of the comp plan come to play so that you can see yourself progressing through the levels in a very simplistic way. So here's you. We're going to assume that you've registered yourself on a 2-box automatic shipment of product, and that would be generating about 120 CV here in Australia. So what is your first goal? Your first goal is to be a business builder. What does that mean? Well, that means picking up the Trifold Max Overview brochure and having coffee with people. Essentially, we're looking at doing, say, 10 presentations a month, which is easily and doable for anybody because it's 2 to 3 presentations a week. Now, obviously, you can go more than that. You could do 20 if you like. In fact, if you're actually talking about getting to the levels quite fast, there's no restriction on how many you can do, but the basic building block of business builders being 2 to 3 presentations a week, 10 in a month, is the building block to get you through the levels. So, after those people have seen that in a one-on-one, face-to-face, obviously they would then connect with an upline associate, maybe at an event or on a 3-way call. So your aim in being a business builder is what? To expose people who become associates. So your aim would be to introduce associates, and as you're introducing associates, obviously you're going to come across people who maybe looked at the whole opportunity, but maybe are just looking at becoming consumers, and that's fantastic. So in this example, we have found 5 associates who are on a 2-box automatic shipment of product, but we've also found 5 preferred customers who might be on a 1-box automatic shipment of product. Now that structure shown right there is what we refer to as Foundation 500. You have put in the building blocks, the basic foundations of building a very strong business. Now in doing that, you'll probably notice if you've looked at the overview brochure that Foundation 500 will return you $2,760 a year, which is about $230 a month. Now remember, your product was costing you $200. So the reason we've focused you on this structural goal to start with is you're actually in the black. And this can happen very quickly. Obviously, in conventional business, some people are actually in the red for many, many years, but here you have a business where you can be in the black very, very quickly. So, your first aim, I suppose, as going through the ranks and rank advancing would be bronze. So how does this tie in with Foundation 500? That's exactly what this particular recording is about. So as you can see, you've introduced 5 associates. You're going to build 2 teams, one down the left and one down the right, and you're going to have a common line with your upline associates. Okay, so obviously you'd put people in the left and people in the right. Then you'd put another person in the left, maybe another one in the right, and your upline also, if you're fortunate enough that they're building the business actively, they may also put people down one of your common legs. So as you can see in this example, the upline have put in a couple in this hypothetical, and then of course this pink person represents someone that your people may have introduced. And if I stop here for a moment, this is representing where your 5 people may be in a hypothetical example. Now I might add, as I go through the next few slides, this is not aimed at an example of what you will earn. This is simply a hypothetical for you to understand how the flow would work. So what would happen after you've introduced 3 people on the left here and 2 on the right? Well, obviously then it's about helping those people to get their businesses flowing. Now, I might say while we're watching this, my mentor, the amazing Neil Stace, has actually suggested that, look, if you want to go through the ranks fairly quickly, you wouldn't just introduce 5 people, would you? You might introduce 5 in the left and 5 in the right. But in this hypothetical example, it is simply based on 17 people in the left, 17 people in the right, and that's how the business could continue to roll out. So in this example, you'll see that from 5 people, an entire network can develop. So how do the bonuses work? Well, obviously the first thing that we saw on the previous page was you're also going to pick up preferred customers. Now, the first way of earning income, and there are multiple ways to earn income, is to earn preferred customer commissions. Now, this is based on US dollars, and I'll convert it to Aussie dollars in a minute, but 25% preferred customer commission on, say, a bottle of Celgevity is approximately 17 US dollars. So if you had 5 people on a 1-box auto ship at the top of the screen on the right, you could earn $85 in that example. Now, keep in mind, some people, at the time they actually have their Foundation 500 in place, they might have more than that. They might have 10 preferred customers, 20. Obviously, the emphasis you put on the opportunity versus product will determine that. And check with your coach, but the holistic approach of tabling the opportunity every time will get a better outcome in terms of associates versus preferred customer in the right mix. So the second way of making money is the prime bonus. Now, the prime bonus, if you look at the overview brochure, says that if you achieve prime level 1, you can earn up to $75 as an example. So that means out of those 5 people on the previous screen, if you had 3 of them and 500 CV, which you would have had on that previous screen with Foundation 500, you'd earn an extra $75. The next way of earning income is, remember, you have 2,000 CV now in each team based on all of those individual orders of the people in the left and the right team shown on the screen. 10% of the binary team, so 10% of the smallest team would be 10% of 2,000, giving you another $200. The fourth way would be fast start incomes. Now, fast start incomes is, look at these hypotheticals on the screen. If these 5 yellow people, representing the ones you've introduced, if 1 of them, 2 of them, 3 of them, if some of them actually purchased a business builders pack, a business development pack, to have extra product in the cupboard, well, that obviously will generate a fast start one-off income. So let's say occasionally, not every time, but occasionally you will pick up some of those bonuses as well. Now remember, you can build a max business by registering for $70 here in Australia, and your ongoing running costs are around $200 fixed costs no matter how much profit you earn, just with your 2 products. But some of the people who want to build a business faster, don't want to hold their associates up waiting for orders, will have some rotation stock of product in the cupboard, and that would come from one of these builders packs, which are optional, and that's where that number 4 bonus comes from. The global bonus pool, how does that work? That is 1% of global sales goes into a pool, and at the end of the month, based on the growth of your small team, if you progressed, you will then earn a share of those. And at the time of this recording, the shares are around 100 US dollars. So in this example, your smallest team has grown from 2,000, from 0 to 2,000, that would be 2 shares, that's 200 US dollars at the time. Now, how much you earn in the global bonus pool will depend on how many people are sharing in it in that particular month and how much the total volume was. But at the moment, as I said, $100 at the time of this recording. So in this example, you can see, if I convert it to Aussie dollars, it's quite easy to see how a bronze could hypothetically earn, say, $432 in a month up to 762 Australian dollars. Now, this is very realistic because I can tell you when I look through the bronzes in my business, often you hear about the $600 mark being, say, an income that a baby bronze who's just registered or just got qualified would probably earn. Now, I might add, this projection on the screen has been based on 17 people in the left, 17 people in the right, all on a 2-box automatic shipment of product. But what didn't I include? It's very understated. Well, at the top, you will remember that I focused on you had 5 preferred customers that you've actually introduced. I didn't include any of the guys in this team having preferred customers. So if they did, guess what? You could actually have a lot less associates to achieve the same outcome. I hope that makes sense. Now on the left-hand side of the screen there's other ways of making income, other parts of the compensation plan. I haven't yet touched on matching checks, living bonus or carry forward volume. So let's move forward. But first, basically, if we look at the bronze business, hey, $5,000 to $10,000 per annum. Now that's a lot of money for anyone on any income. What would you do with $5,000 to $10,000? Would it mean that's you sitting in the tub because you're relaxed now because the mortgage payments are taken care of? Credit cards are smashed and gone away, you don't have to worry about them. Or maybe it's just, adding the niceties to life, having a massage that you couldn't afford beforehand, going on a weekend away with your family. Whatever it is, bronze certainly does open the door for a little bit of lifestyle, and it's just a taste of what's to come. Now, silver is the next rank advancement goal. How do you build that? Well, you have two teams to build, one down the left, one down the right. And to become a silver, you would need 5,000 commissionable volume in each team. But you would also need to have introduced somebody personally out of one of your 5 or 10, if you've introduced 10, that became a bronze. So this person here is someone you've introduced who has got through to the level of bronze. Now, if you go back through those commissions, again, you would still be earning your preferred customer commissions. Maybe you got more by now. But if we just base it on those 5 people, you would also potentially qualify for Prime Level 2 bonus. So if we take your mind back to the first screen where you'd achieved Foundation 500, you were qualifying for a Prime Level 1 bonus. If you helped 3 of those people in your Foundation 500 to achieve Prime Level 1, you would be a Prime Level 2. And that means you would earn $375 instead of $75. So that's possibly where you would be when you have this projection of silver. 10% of the binary team. Now again, your binary team now has grown to 5,000, so 500 US dollars. And then fast start incomes, as I said before, are going to be occasionally earned. So maybe you've introduced a couple more people, maybe one of them has purchased a pack to have some rotation stock in the cupboard, all hypothetical of course, but that's optional and that certainly could come into the play. Of course, global bonus. Now remember, the global bonus is actually like a watermark. What that means is if you got your business up to the previous screen of 2,000 CV in your smallest team as a bronze, that is the watermark of where your bonus is, so you wouldn't be paid any more until you exceeded 2,000. So in this example, you've gone from 2,000 to 5,000, so you would actually qualify for 3 more shares of that pool. And again, if they were the same as they are at the time of this recording, you could earn another $300 US on the global bonus pool on your travels to this level. Matching checks we can now touch on, and I've put them in green because matching checks are more like residual income. This is where you've helped someone, for an example, your friend who's a bronze, to build a business, and you can earn a matching check on a varying scale, having helped them on whatever their team volume commission is. Now, if you want to understand that in detail, remember, you watched the full compensation plan overview with Chris Gingras, Crown Diamond, and he touched on that in detail, so you can go back and refer to that. But as a ballpark projection, in an example such as this, it might be somewhere between $40 to $100 in terms of your earnings, because you might have the bronze and a few others that are starting to move through some levels. So, in this example, someone could be looking at down the barrel of maybe 1,200 to 1,722 Australian dollars a month. Now, when you look at that, I still haven't touched on other parts of the pay plan, living bonus and things like that. But you know what? That's $14,000 to $21,000 per annum. Now, that's not a bad income to add to anyone's household. Doesn't matter what income you're on. Now, maybe we're not just talking about, the massage and getting rid of the credit cards. Maybe we're talking about taking a holiday for the whole family somewhere internationally. Maybe we're talking about taking maybe a less grandiose holiday, but one every quarter. It really is something to add to your income, or maybe it's just having more money in the bank or paying off the mortgage quicker. But certainly this is something that would be great for anybody. So how do you progress to the gold level? Well, really simple. You still have 2 teams to build. One down the left, one down the right. If you have 15,000 commissionable volume turnover in the left and right team, and you now have a personally introduced bronze that you've helped reach bronze in your left and your right team, in both teams, now you are a gold associate. Again, you will still qualify for any preferred customer commissions. You may have introduced more, but we'll keep it based on just the original 5. Prime level bonus, perhaps you've progressed all the way to prime level 3 now, which means you have helped the people in the second level of the prime bonus earn prime level 1. And you can earn up to $1,500. Now, again, for a full understanding on that, you would go back to the Max Overview brochure, and it's all written right in front of you, or you can go to Chris Gingras' amazing example. But you could earn up to $1,500 again, having achieved that third level. The third way of earning income here is the 10% binary team. Again, now your smallest team is $15,000, so there's another $1,500 to be earned there. Fast start incomes, yet again in red, because it may or may not happen in this particular given month, but if you have introduced a new person that bought a builder's pack, perhaps, maybe another $75. Optional, of course. Global bonus pool, 1% of global sales. There's 10 more shares to be had on the journey here. Now, you might find that you earned those shares in a staggered sense. You might actually go from 5,000 CV at silver one month to 6 the next and earn 1 share, then 7, 8, 9 the next and earn 3 shares. And eventually, when you get to the top here, you would have earned all 10 shares, another $1,000. Matching checks starting to grow. Now, I might add here, in the overall scheme of things, once you get your business really humming to diamond and double, triple, crown diamond and so forth, some of your biggest incomes altogether, your residual incomes, are actually going to come from this one bonus. So it might look small at the start here, but this is the beach money that people are looking for. We're earning money whether you're working or sleeping, and here's just a taste of what happens, because you have 2 bronzes and maybe some other people in the business that actually have a left and right team now, and you're going to earn a percentage matching check on whatever they're earning through the team volume commission. So here's a rough projection, again, hypothetical for you. So in this example, if convert back to Australian dollars again, somewhere between $3,846, so $3,846 and $5,328 in a month. Now, I haven't touched on living bonuses or even explained carry forward volume again, but you know what? Even right at this point, for most people, it's like, wow, $46,000 to $64,000 a year. Wow, that's very impactful for anyone. It might mean, it's just choices, isn't it? But it might mean at gold that one partner gets to stay home now. Maybe you want to have, kids. Maybe you already got kids, but you're sick of leaving them in daycare and you want to be able to have that flexibility. Maybe you want to have your sanity and you do want to leave them in daycare one day of the week, but you want to have the rest off. So you've got a choice to work one day of the week. It could be all sorts of things. Or maybe you're a property investor. You just want to start pummeling the money into property and keeping yourself secure for the future. Gold will give you choices. And in some economic circumstances, it might actually be enough money for 2 partners to stay home. Just depends on what your expenses are. And most people, I can tell you, if you look into retirement, most people retire on less than what a gold income is anyway. So it's a very, very amazing business to build. But what about when you get to platinum? Now, platinum really is just when you actually have one more enrollatry in the left or right team that you've introduced another person down the line that's actually become a bronze. Now, I can tell you for me, when I hit platinum, which was a 6-figure income, it meant I could actually tell my boss I've had enough of working, I want to control my own diary, I want the freedom to spend more time with my kids, and certainly Max gave that back to me. So as you progress through, you might eventually get yourself and have an aspiration to get to diamond. What will you do with that? Is it about nice cars? I know some younger generation might be looking down the barrel of wanting a Ferrari or something like that. But you know what? A lot of people, as they get older in life, say, you know what? It's not just about things you can have, materialistic things. Instead, it might be about giving. Maybe you've got a favourite charity you want to give to. Maybe you want to have the time and the money to be able to give back in your community. And of course, now you're free. Now you've got the time and the money to do whatever it is you so wish. So at this point, what I'd love to do is actually talk about a fair business model. Now, some people who are watching this maybe haven't even made their decision about Max yet, and maybe you've got a family or friend, member or friend who has actually said, is that one of those pyramid things? Now, firstly, I want to say pyramid selling is highly illegal in Australia, and there's a reason behind that. It's because the guy at the top earns all the money and it's not a very fair system. Now, I worked in the corporate world for many, many years, and I can tell you this, that the CEO earned the most money. There was only one position. You went down, further down, and there were estate managers earned more, then business development managers. Eventually, we got to the mortgage brokers and then the referrers. And of course, the person at the top was earning all the money. There was only one spot, true pyramid. Here, network marketing is a very fair business model. In fact, there's a brilliant documentary that you may want to ask to get hold of called Rise of the Entrepreneur. It has some of the most well-known faces in business and professional development around the world, and some of the legal people talking about why this industry now has more money spent on it than the movie industry and the music industry combined, and growing at an astounding rate. But I'm going to show you now so that you can go back to that well-meaning family member and squash permanently the idea of pyramid selling and why it is illegal, and this is very different, by showing you a very fair projection on people at the bottom earning more money than people at the top. So let's have a look. Let's say this person went out and introduced a friend of theirs, and the friend went out and became a bronze. So they built a great business, and they're sitting on the top. They've done nothing in their other legs, so they're riding their friend's back. Are they going to get rich? No, they're not going to earn 1 cent because they don't know real work, let's be honest, right? But their friend went out and built a bronze business, and they introduced people in the left and right team, as we showed in this projection. 2,000 CV in each team, as we showed. Well, guess what? That person would be a bronze, and they could earn anywhere from this hypothetical of $5,000 to $10,000 per annum. Wow, how do you think your friend would be thinking about you if you'd introduced them? Be pretty happy. Now, in this case, if this person had introduced somebody who became a bronze, would they become a silver? No, because remember, you needed 5,000 commissionable volume in your smaller team, and this person doesn't, so they stay a bronze. But let's say their friend goes out and introduces people and builds a very well-structured team with 5,000 in one team and 5,000 in the other. Are they a silver? No, because remember, you need to have introduced somebody else who becomes a bronze as well. So when they do that, guess what? They become a silver. Now, this person would potentially earn between $14,000 and $21,000 per annum. Notice how they're at the bottom and they're earning the most money? Well, guess what? Let's say their friend they introduced went out and introduced 2 teams and had a personally introduced bronze in the left and the right and 15,000 commissionable volume in each team. Well, they would become a gold, and that would pay them 46 to 64 in the projections shown on the previous screens. Let's take it one final step. Down the bottom here, let's assume this person at the bottom introduces 4 different enroller trees with bronzes in it. This person would actually be a diamond once they achieve all the requirements for that rank. And at the bottom, that means they could be earning a multiple 6-figure income per annum. But hang on a sec, they're at the bottom. So let's go through it again. The guy at the top has done no real work, won't earn anything because he's got one team, nobody else. The next person down has actually gone bronze. They could earn 5,000 to 10,000. The one under them has actually got a really well-structured silver business. They could earn up to, say, 21,000 in this example. They introduced somebody who went out and structured the business for gold, and they could earn 46 to 64. And they introduced somebody who actually has more enroller trees, structured themselves up for diamond, and they could be earning multiple 6 figures per annum. Hang on a sec. The guy at the top's earning the most. No, the guy at the top's earning the least, and the guy at the bottom is earning the most money. So as you can see, it's a fair business model because it doesn't matter when you get in, it doesn't matter anything. It really comes back to the structure of the team that you've developed. And I've seen this in real life all over the place in my Max journey where people get paid fairly. So this aim of this video was to get you to understand the compensation plan, but if you want to boil it down, and if you haven't picked up on it yet as we've gone through this little video, the key is go out and do business builders, aim for Foundation 500, but everything, and I mean everything, revolves around bronze. So really all you need to do is focus on getting yourself to bronze, then help more people to go bronze, you'll become a silver. Help more people become bronze, you'll go gold. Help more people become bronze, you can become a platinum. Help more people become a bronze, you can become a diamond. Same goes for double diamond, triple diamond, and even crown diamond. So I hope this video has been helpful. If you have any questions and you need to understand any more, get back to the person who introduced you to Max. All the best.